Okay, good morning. Today we will solve the mid-chapter test that I wrote them in the worksheet. Let's start now with this one here. Use the triangle at the right, find the missing side length. If necessary, round to the nearest tenth. Here they told me the length of each side, the length of A, B, and C, and the length of A and C, and I want to find the missing one, which is B. So here now let's draw the triangle. A is 14, B is 50, this is B, sorry, and this is 50. I want now to find C if this is a right triangle. As I told you before, this is, here I want to use the Pythagorean Theorem, which says that A squared equal, or no, the greatest one squared, which is C squared, equal A squared plus B squared. This is the Pythagorean theorem. Now where's C? It is 50. A, it is 14. And B squared, I don't know it. I want now to find B. So what is the square of 50? 50 times 50, it is 2,500 equals 14 squared is 196 plus B squared. Then we say that minus 196 minus 196. So let's continue now as B squared equals 2,500 minus 196, which is 2,304. Is it right?
Yes.
Then B will be the square root of 2,304, which is 48. So B is what? What is the length of B will be?
48.
It will be 48.
48.
Is your answer correct?
Yes.
Teacher, I make the wrong. Sorry.
Mine is wrong.
Sorry?
I make the wrong. I didn't write the exponential sign.
Teacher, I wrote 2,304, but without writing 48.
Okay, there's no. Let's now see this one. Here in this one, you have to determine whether the given length can be a side length of a right triangle or not. Here we have 5, 24, and 25. Let's draw now the right triangle here. This is the longest, or this is the greatest number, so it will be the length of the longest side. This will be 24, and this will be 5. Now they asked me now if are these given lengths are a length of right triangle. If I want now to determine if this yes or no, what I have to do?
A squared plus B squared
Yes.
equals C squared.
Exactly. Thank you, Shana. So you have here to use the Pythagorean theorem that 25 squared, does it equal 24 squared plus 5 squared? So here, if I want to check that, if my triangle is right or no, I want to check if it, the greatest one, which is 25 squared, if it is 24 plus 5, let's see. Now 25 squared, it is 625.
25.
And 24 squared,
109.
it's 576
576.
plus 25. Let's now add them. 576 plus 25, is it what? 601.
601.
Is it equal 625?
No.
No. So I will say this is not right triangle. it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's now simplify this radical expression here. Here we have the square root of 13 times the square root of f cubic. Okay, I distribute now the square root in the numerator over the square root of 5 times the square root of f squared. Then after that, now I can make it like this. Here we have square root of 13. As we know, 13 is a prime number. So this is the simplified one. So I simplified this one. Look at now the 5 here. Also is a prime number. So keep it as 5. Then here we have f cubic. So it is f squared times f. And down here, what did we have? We have only f squared. Then this is for the square root of f squared times f. As we said before, we can distribute the square root on them like this. Then square root of f squared, it's cancelled with the square root of f squared because they are the same. Is it right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then after that, square root of 13 times the square root of f over what? Over the square root of 5. Now, is it a simplified one?
No,
No.
teacher, you have to multiply 13 with f and the
Bravo.
same square root.
Here we have, and look at the denominator. In the denominator, what did we have? We have a square root.
Square root of
And
5.
as I told you, if you have a square root in the denominator, this is not the simplified one. Now, what is the number on the denominator here? It's a square root of 5. So I have to
Square
multiply here by a square root of 5 and up also by the square root of 5. Then after that, now here we have square root of 5 times square root of 13 times f. If you multiply 3 times 15, we have 65. So it will be square root of 65 f
over 5.
over 5. This is now. Is this a simplified one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Yes.
How did you find your answer? Are they correct?
Yes, miss.
No.
For the F, no, but for the simplified form,
For
yes.
this one, yes, it's correct, but for the other one, it's wrong.
No,
Yeah.
for this one, for me, it's wrong.
Me too,
Yeah.
because teacher, I had to simplify more.
Me too, teacher.
How did you simplify it more? Well, if you look at number 65 here, this number 65 is a composite of 13 and 5. Oh, it's a product of 13 and 5. And both of 13 and 5 are prime numbers. So we can stop here.
Teacher, I mean, I stopped at 13, square root of 13 times square root of f over square root of 5.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's now solve this one here. Simplify each radical expression. Here we have negative 3 times square root of 13 times square root of x cubic over negative square root of 21 times square root of x. I distribute the square root on the numbers, like here. Then after that now, let's now try to factorize each number. Let's start with number 14. 14, give me two numbers that if you multiply them, you get 14.
7 and 2.
7 and 2, bravo. Times, so let's write here as
3 and 7.
times 2, times here we have x cubic, which can be written as x squared times x. Is it right?
Yes.
Over negative. Now, two numbers, if I multiply them, I get 21.
7 and 3.
7
7
and
and
3. Bravo. Times square root of x. Then now let's distribute the square root on each variable or on each number, like square root of 7 times square root of 2 times square root of x squared times square root of x times square root of 7 times square root of 3. Can I simplify or can I cancel square root of 7 with the square root of 7?
Yes.
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 Can I cancel
Yes.
square root of x with the square root of x?
Yes.
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 Yes,
teacher.
also. Bravo. So let's now continue. Here, what did we have? Negative with negative. It also can cancel with each other. So what did I have now? I have 3 and square root of 2 and square root of x squared. What is the square root of x squared?
Equal x.
It is x
X.
over square root of 3. Now, did I finish here?
No,
No. Why?
No.
because we have to multiply square root of 3 by each term.
Yes.
Bravo,
Because there's
Gemma.
a square root in
Here we
the
have to
denominator.
multiply. Since we have a square root in the denominator, so we have to multiply the square root of 3 up in the numerator and in the denominator. So after that now, look at the denominator. We have the square root of 3 times square root of 3, which is 3. And up here, we have to say it's 3x. Okay, and then let's multiply the radicals number. First, we have to multiply the numerical, then we have to multiply the radicals. Here we have square root of 2 and square root of 3. If you multiply them, what did we get?
Square root of 6.
A square root of
And
6.
square
Bravo.
root of 6.
So here we have, did I finish now?
No, I can't cancel
No,
teacher.
No, no, I can cancel the 3. So we have x square root of 6. This is now the final answer. Is it correct?
Yes, my answer is correct.
Bravo. Evan.
Teacher, I got negative x over 7.
Why?
Because teacher, I didn't simplify the 14 and 21 because they are numbers composite of two prime numbers. So I didn't simplify them.
But here, because you have a fraction, check them if it can be simplified or not.
Okay.
Me too, teacher. Didn't simplify the 14.
Bravo. There's no problem. Do you have any question now?
No,
No,
thank you.
teacher.
Now, let's do this one. Find the area of each figure. Here we have a triangle. The length is square root of 6x and the width is the square root of 2x. Now, here we have to find the area of the triangle. Now, as we know before, what is the area of triangle?
Length times by
Times
width.
width.
Bravo. It is the length times the width. Here the length is the square root of 6x. And the width is the square root of 2x. Here we have to multiply the radicals. First, let's now distribute the square root of them. So we have square root of 6 times square root of x times square root of 2 times square root of x. Then after that, let's multiply now the radical number first. Square root of 6 times square root of 2. What did you get?
Square root of 12.
Square root of 12.
Bravo. And the square root of x times square root of x. What did you get?
Square
Square root
x.
Squared
x.
Of x squared. Bravo. Now, square root of x squared, it cancel each other. We found them as x. And here what did we have? We have a square root of 12.
Can be simplified.
Can I or no?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Bravo. Let's now
we can
simplify
simplify
12. As we know, 12, the two
3
factors
and
of them
4.
is 3 and 4. Bravo. So we can say it is the square root of 4 times the square root of 3. What is the square root of 4? It is 2
2.
times square root of 3. So now, instead of writing square root of 12, I have to write 2 square root of 3x. Then after that, this will be now the final answer.
So I got a 16x.
Sorry?
I got a 16x.
Why 16?
I don't know.
The 6 times 2, it's 12. It's not 16.
Yeah, but I thought.
That's not problem. The others, did you find your answer correct?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Bravo. Yeah. Let's now simplify this one here. Here, as you see, we have to use the distributive property. Square root of 3 times square root of 6 minus 4. So I want now to multiply the square root of 3 with the square root of x first, minus, then I have to multiply now the square root of 3 times 4 now. So we have square root of 3 times 4. This is the first step, which we may call this the distributive property. Then square root of 3 times square root of 6 is the square root of 18 minus 4 square root of 3. Now look at 18. Is it a prime number?
No, teacher.
Is its factor, if you factorize 18, are they prime numbers?
No.
No, if you factorize 18 here, we have 9 and 2. So 2 is not a prime number, so we can solve it. So now 18, as I said, it is a square root of 9 times square root of 2. Now what is the square root of 9?
3.
3. Square root of 2.
3.
So instead now of writing square root of 18, I have to write
3 square root of 2
3 square root
minus
of 2.
4. Yes.
Minus 4 square root of 3. Now look at 4 square root of 3. Look at square root of 3. Is it simplified?
Yes.
Yes. So this will be now the simplified one, the correct answer. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Bravo. Let's solve now this one here. Simplify each radical expression. 1 over square root of 3 minus 2. What I have to do here?
Multiply all
Multiply by
both of them by the square root of 3 minus 2.
plus 2.
Plus 2, you mean. Bravo.
Yeah.
So here we have 1 over square root of 3 minus 2. So now you have to multiply by, here we have the square root of 3 minus 2. So let's multiply it by square root of 3 plus 2 and up by square root of 3 plus 2. Okay, here we have to make this step to cancel the square root on the denominator. Now, square root of 3 plus 2 multiplied by 1 is square root of 3 plus 2.
3 plus
It will
2.
be the same, yes.
Square root of 3 plus 2.
Over. Look at now the denominator. Here we have square root of 3. It's like a, as we said before, it's like a minus b times a plus b. When you multiply them, we get a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So here we have the same. A minus b times a plus b. Where is a? Is the square root of 3 and b is 2. So a squared, which is square root 3 squared,
Which
minus
is, yeah.
2 times a times b. Where is a? It's the square root of 3.
Square root of 3.
Where is b?
2.
It is 2. Bravo. Plus b squared. Where is b? Which is 2 squared.
Square.
Then, so it's the square root of 3 plus 2. And then 3 squared is a 3 minus 2 times 2, 4. Square root of 3 plus what?
4.
Plus 4.
Plus
Bravo.
4.
Plus
Then after that, 3 plus 4.
7.
7.
Minus 4 square root of 3. Give me 1 minute, please. I want to close the alarm. Okay, I'm sorry. Here, like back. So here, the final answer will be the square root of 3 plus 2 over 7 minus 4 square root of 3. Now, did I finish here?
No.
No, teacher. But teacher, why we did it? Yes, okay.
Here we have a square root of 3 in the denominator, which is not a simplified one. So let's now continue as
Teacher, I cannot cancel the square root of 3 with the square root of
no.
3.
No, this is a big, sorry, Farhbaz, this is a big mistake. Most of the girls in grade 11 and 12 and 10 or other, they make it. Don't cancel square root of 3 with the square root of 3. If it is, then if the numbers are multiplied, like if it is square root of 3 times square root, times 2, sorry, over 7 times 4 square root of 3, you can cancel them. But since here you have plus and minus sign, you cannot cancel them. Be careful.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
have one like this, okay, remember that it is like a plus b and a minus b. If you have a plus b and a minus b, can you cancel them?
No.
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 We have the same. It cannot be cancelled. So let's continue. So we have square root of 3 plus 2 over 7 minus 4 times square root of 3. So here we have now to multiply by 7 plus 4 square root of 3, and up here we have 7 plus 4 square root of 3. Let's now continue. Oh, we have to multiply them now. Here we have a square root of 3 and plus 2 times 7 and 4 square root of 3. Let's multiply them. Let's use the triangle way here. Oh, I'm sorry, girls. I make a big mistake. Sorry. I want to repeat it, okay?
Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
Here, as we said, we have to multiply by square root of 3 plus 2 over square root of 3 plus 2. When we multiply a minus b times a plus b, what did we get? We get a squared minus b squared. I'm sorry.
And
I
teacher, I'm
remember now.
saying
And Farah said that.
Yes, I also.
I'm sorry. So here we have square root of 3 plus 2 over square root of 3 times, which is b, a squared, which is 3, minus b squared, which is 4. So what did we get?
we will get square root of 3 plus 2
over negative 1.
over
Yeah. Or we can say it is 2.
negative 2 over.
I
Yes.
mean, let's change the orders if you multiply them by negative 1. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
teacher.
I'm sorry. Let's now solve this one here. Here we have radical equations. I want to solve them. I want to check my answer if it is correct or not. Let's do this one here. We have a square root of 3x plus 10 equals 60. Minus 10 minus 10. We have a square root of 3x equals 6. Then how
Teacher,
can
it's
I cancel
16.
the square root?
I will square them.
I'll
Square them,
square
bravo. So I have 3x equal 6 squared,
36.
36. Divide by 3, divide by 3, we get x equal 12. Then after that, after I solve it, I want to check my answer. So here we have to check. square root of 3 times 12 plus 10.
36.
Is it equal 16? Let's see. The square root of 3 times 12, it's 36. The square root of 36 is 6
6.
plus 10. Is it equal 16?
Yes.
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 So this is x equal 12 will be a solution. Yeah, let's know now this one here. R plus 5 equals 2 square root of r minus 1. Here I want now to cancel the square root. This is the first step to solve the radical equation. So let's now square the both terms. So what did we get first? We get r plus 5 equals, here square root cancel 2. So we have r minus 1. But 2 squared is what?
4.
4.
4.
As you remember, if you have a times b squared, that means it is a squared times b squared. So you have to distribute the square root, on a and b, as I did here. It is 2 squared times square root of r minus 1 squared.
Teacher, once you told me we cannot square it. You told me the square is only for to cancel the square root.
Yes, but here you have 2. Maybe you ask me about another thing. Here,
Maybe.
send me the question in WhatsApp later on, okay? So here we
Okay.
have, I will repeat, it's like 2 squared times square root of r minus 1 squared. Then 2 squared, it is 4. R minus 1 squared, it's cancel each other. So I'll have r minus 1 equals r plus 5. Then after that, now I want to continue. It's like how I convert the radical equation to a linear equation. So I have here to multiply 4r minus 4 equals r plus 5. Then let's now combine, or let's now rearrange the equation to put the variable in the term and a side and the numbers on the other side. So minus 4r minus 4r. So what do I have now? R minus 4r is negative 3r
Negative
plus
3r
5
plus
equals
5
negative
minus
4.
4.
Then minus 5 minus 5, negative 3r equals negative 9 over negative 3 over negative 3. So r is 3.
3.
After that, I want to check.
Teacher, is it negative 4 and negative 5 equal 9?
No, it's negative 4 minus 5, not 9. Not,
Okay.
which is b negative 9. Sorry. So let's now check. So r, which is a 3. 3 plus 5. Is it 2 square root of 3 minus 1? Let's see. 3 plus 5 is 8. Is 8 is 2 times square root of 2?
No.
Now let's see. I want to simplify 8 first to see if it is equals 2 square root of 2 or not. Let's simply, because 8 is not a prime number. 8, it's a composite of 2 numbers. One of them is not a prime. It's 4 and 2. And the square root of 4 is 2 times square root of 2. So square root of 8 can be written as 2 square root of 2, which is equal to square root of 2. So it is correct. So this will be the solution. Is it clear?
Teacher, can I?
Yes, miss.
And teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
Can I add the number under the square root, like 3 and 5. Can I add them
Yes.
under the square root?
Yeah, I make it here. I said 3 plus 5 equal 8.
Okay.
But you cannot distribute the square root. I mean, here, if you have 3 plus 5, you cannot say it's square root of 3 plus square root of 5. This is false. Only if I
Okay.
have the square root of 3 times square root of 5, I can say it is 3 over times 5. Or if I have square root of 3 times 5, I can distribute the square root like this. This is correct. So in multiplication and division, I can distribute the square root. But in addition and subtraction, I cannot. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Now let's solve this one here. I have only 1 minute left, so I'll try to solve this one. 2x minus 1, square root of it, I want to square it, equals x squared. I have to cancel the square root. I have to square both of them. So what did I have now? 2x minus 1 equals x squared. Then let's now combine them. I'll write them in one side like this. So what did we have now? We have x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. Now here, which will be now what? Is it a linear or a quadratic equation?
It's a quadratic.
Quadratic. So I want now to factorize them into x minus 1 times x minus 1 equals 0. So here, what is the solution? One of them, which is x plus equal 1. Now I want to
Yes.
check if when x is 1, is the radical equation correct or no? So 2 times 1 minus 1, is it equal 1? 2 minus 1, which is square root of 1, is it equal 1? Yes. So this is a solution.
Teacher, my answer is correct and the same, but I solved it instead of making it